What's going on, guys? I'm back, of course, and I got me a brand new suggestion box review. That's right. I just finished watching a movie called Amulet, starring Alex Securiano, Imelda Stanton, and Carla Jury. Now, first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to one of my subscribers, HDY. HDY suggested this movie to me. Took their word for it. I went to go watch the trailer real quick to see what it was about, or what it was all about. And the trailer just pulled me in, and I had to do it. So thank you, HDY, for suggesting this movie. Good looking out. Appreciate that. All right. Now, let's get into this review. For people who are not familiar or aware or even know about this movie called Amulet, it's about a guy named Tomez, who was an ex-war veteran. So he's been through some things. He's done some things he's not proud of course, with a lot of ex-war veterans. He made a friendship that didn't end too well, as how it was expressed in his flashbacks. And so in his present day, I think he sought out to seek redemption. So he met up with this nun named Sister Claire, and she was giving him some advice and some counseling. And she kind of pointed into his path, a job that he could take, taking care of this girl named Magda and her mother, her sickly mother. All right. And so he's not too sure about it at first, but then he ends up taking the job. And so when he gets, he's just assigned to do like little jobs around the house and things that she might need, a man of his stature to do. When he gets there, he's not aware of just how sick the mother is, because he keeps the steadily loud banging upstairs and the moaning and the aching and the groaning, and the mother, every time the daughter goes up to check on the mother, the daughter comes back down with bruises, bites, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. And the daughter explained that the mother's very sick and she's on her way out. She's trying to fight and hold on for her life, and she's on the way out. All goes left once he is working on something that he's done with the ceiling, and he sees like a sign, like a spiral sign, some sort of a sign that's supposed to ward off evil. And from there on, he encounters so much craziness within the movie. And that's when the movie just pops off. All right. So, the positives about this movie. This movie, once it gets going, there was so many turn of events that had me like, what is this? And what's this? So many things that I didn't expect that was so creepy. This is a horror movie. We consider this a horror thriller, like a thriller or horror. It was so creepy and hard to explain. It didn't make sense, and I was thrown for a loop at certain corners with this movie. And so it reminded me of a long episode of Tales from the Crypt, because Tales from the Crypt would have those episodes where the person that the episode is based on, the person has done something messed up, or they've been through some things, or it's just something that foul about that person that you don't really catch on to, or you catch on to immediately. And you're like, man, what's gonna happen here? And then when the end comes, you're like, oh, that is so messed up. And you're like, you feel bad. Half of you feels bad for the person, but then the other half is like, okay, I understand, but I understand. This is what that movie felt like. It was like, and also it hits you with the twist. It's gonna hit you with the twist. Of course, I'm not gonna say what the twist is, but it hit heavy with that twist. That's why I liked it. This movie kind of crept. It's a creeper. It crept up on me. This movie crept up on me. All right. There's all kind of crazy stuff going on here. Hairless bats. I'm not gonna put a lot of detail to that, but just remember, hairless bats. Alright? Remember that. Because all is not what it seems. It's just so ridiculous. It shocked me. I can only say so much without giving anything away. But something more is going on in this house besides the mother being sickly. All right, just know that. The girl, the girl that he's, the daughter, she hasn't been out of the house in a long time. She doesn't really get out. The mother, it kind of keeps her life from happening, supposedly. So that little growth in the storyline is very revealing and shocking. I just want to say. All right. It's craziness. Negatives. I think the negatives with this one is there was some drag time. In this movie. The beginning of it, there was barely any dialogue in the beginning. And I was already like losing a little bit of interest, almost, because I didn't know where this was going. There was just a bunch of flashbacks and music, and then flashing back to the present, and just things happening, and there was no dialogue. And so that worried me. But then, it started to catch up, and people started to talk more. And it started to make a lot of sense what was going on. All right, and there was almost a scene that could have ruined the movie. But then once that ending started coming to the fold, that made up for everything. That made up for everything. It was just to say that there was a little bit of a love interest or attraction going on. And it kept playing around with it, and something almost happens, and then it doesn't happen, and something almost happens, and it doesn't happen. I was like, just do it already, or don't. Why don't play around? But then the movie makes up for it with a whole nother situation, and you're like, God dang it, man. That's my only negatives about this. Honestly. The movie saved itself within that end. It's all worth it. You see the smile on my face. I'm going to give it a hell yeah. And I want people to, if you like this movie, or if you want more, request a spoiler review. Request a spoiler review if you want to hear more. That way people will know these are spoilers I'm about to say on another video. But I can't say a lot on this video. But just know. Everything is what it seems. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out.